Hey. Listen, I need some help. All right, can I buy? Yeah, you with the beard, mustache, whatever.
I think I'm the only. You have to be talking to me. I think I'm the only one here. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys,
yes. Hello.
Listen, I'm looking for an instrument.
You certainly came to the right place, sir. This is the music shop over there on Main Street.
I need something that is the most loud as possible. I hate my roommates. I need to blast them out. What do you got?
You need to blast them out here. Well, you're gonna love. Here's what you're gonna love. We call this one a twang pedal. What you do, you're gonna plug your guitar into this little twang pedal. Then when you hit this just hit this button right here, and then you can hear what sound. Just hit it, and then the sound will happen.
Oh, I like Do you ever think that sounds like a baby dying?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, you're gonna want this one over here. You're gonna plug your guitar into this. It's called the baby twangler.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, sure. Okay, just hit this chord right here, and then the sound will start right away. Oh, you hit it already.
Okay, press it. Yeah.
Help! I'm a baby. Help! I'm dying. I'm a baby and I'm dying. And it can go on forever. This can go on for as long as you want it to.
Continuing tonight on 2ceesinapod. 96.7 on your
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.
Welcome to 2C's in a Pod, everyone.
That's right, you are welcoming them. Cam, I interrupted you. Keep on welcoming.
Keep on welcoming. If it's your first time listening, that's surprising. Just kidding, because our growth numbers are ridiculous.
That's true. Our numbers are ridiculous, and folks, you need to know that before you even know who we are, because there's no point in even saying our names anymore. The numbers are so big. You've gotten this far. You've seen the photos. You've read the reviews. 2ceesinapod podcast. Of course, this is a podcast hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne, my co-host right across the way, Cam LeClaire.
Lance Armstrong.
My co-host, Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong coming into the building hot.
Yeah, Lance, it's very exciting. As we know, we've recently partnered up with Kim Mitchell. He takes a studio time after us, of course. The studio time right before us is Lance Armstrong. I know what you're thinking. Not that Lance Armstrong. This is Lance Armstrong, arborist. He comes on and he'll talk to you about how to treat your plants, your ferns, really just the greenery around your home. And Cam, springtime has flown into summer. We passed the summer solstice last week, and the greenery has never been greener.
What's the greenery?
You just summer, the trees and grass and the things.
Let me tell you.
Sure.
My greenery is gone. Actually, I've never had any because my backyard.
You never had any to begin with.
Yeah. Backyard update. It's just they just put a bunch of topsoil down, so it looks like they're gonna put grass down soon. But with these monkeys, they don't do shit.
Now, Cam, I'm surprised that you haven't just taken this matter into your own hands. You know, they put the topsoil down.
I'm not gonna get sawed though. They put the topsoil down.
Then get some seed and just start spreading, No,
they're gonna put sod down though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good news then. What are you complaining about?
That it's not done yet, and it's past summer solstice.
Oh, okay. So you're not mad that it's happening. You're mad about it's taken a lot of time for it to happen.
It's been 2 years.
Well, that's a good point. Cam, things move slowly down there in Kitchener-Waterloo.
A little bit different. A little bit of that southern hush.
A little bit of that southern drawl, too. It's like molasses just flowing out of your mouth.
Speaking of southern drawl, I started watching House of Cards again. Am I allowed to do that?
Good question, camera folks at home. People always ask me the correct question, Cameron. What are we allowed to like?
I don't know anymore.
Because nothing's more uncomfortable than being at a wedding or a corporate party or something, and then Thriller comes on. We all look around the room to say to ourselves, are we allowed to dance this song? Remix to Ignition, no different, right? We ask ourselves these questions. I think it's okay up until you found out they were creepy.
So I can't watch House of Cards then?
Did you know he was you can watch it, but anything he would have put out after you think he's gross. Okay, well, I mean,
okay.
It's like there's the point, like where you find out they're gross. You can watch everything and listen to everything before that gross point. Post gross, that's when it's on you.
Okay, so if he came out with a special, I don't even know what it would be, but if he came out with something, then that's on. I can't watch that.
Yeah, well,
I can watch House of Cards.
That's correct. That being said, it's safe to say the Spaceman isn't going to be putting out any content soon. But
Did
if
he go to jail?
No. He's
fine.
He's probably just sitting in his home in some nice place. But yeah, if you were to put out a new movie, you wouldn't be allowed to watch it. But of course, you want to go back and watch K-Pax. I say go for it.
K-Pax?
K-Pax is a good one where it's Kevin Spacey at a mental institution because he claims, so of course his character, he's not playing a fictionalized version of himself. He's not playing, this isn't a documentary. Kevin Spacey has a character name, but he believes he's an alien, and then the whole movie is kind of, do we believe that Kevin Spacey is an alien, or is he just a crazy person? It's a lighthearted drama,
Like Shutter Island, sort of?
The Shutter Island is very much so not lighthearted drama. There's many deaths, many dark imagery. Well. You mustn't. That movie's scary as shit.
I've seen it. It wasn't scary.
It's freaky as shit. Yeah, there's like freaky, like they go around the corner in the dark and like all that kind of stuff. Because it's it's spooky. I should say it's spooky.
It's done in a dark tone. Like Ozark.
Yes, a very dark film lens.
Like Fight Club.
Sure.
See, I know film. I know.
Well, actually, I
get movie.
Film and movie. The big difference between the two, I guess, out of the three things you just named, I guess only two of them were movies. So I'd say out of the 66% of movies.
66%.
That's a good. That's a good.
That's better than 50. I think that's a passing grade in university, if you ask me.
I think a passing grade is anything over like a D, right? I think I
don't know. I don't like the letter system. It's very confusing.
No, you're a number guy.
I'm a number guy because it's like you go to B plus. Like, did you get a high B plus or a low B plus?
See, I like I like the old pass fail. Either you got it or you don't.
No, because I want to show that I'm better than people. You know? I want to be like, what'd you get? And they're like, I got a pass. I'm like, I also got a pass. What's the mark you got? It's like 51. I'm like, I got a 96. Shove it.
Well, maybe if the pass scale has to be, there's like a pass minus, a pass plus.
A pass, it's like you killed it. You should, and then the third one's like you should be teaching this class, not me.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The higher up you get, that makes a lot of sense. Well, Cam, let's keep moving on with the show here because
let's keep plowing ahead here. News and weather to come later on, folks.
Yeah, weather and traffic, of course, always comes later on in the show. But I have something that's really exciting because, as you said, you mentioned this before, our ever-growing fan base is truly remarkable at this point. Hundreds of thousands of listeners all over the world, remote parts of all corners of the planet. You really wouldn't think our listeners.
Saudi Arabia, a lot of listeners there. Shouts out to Saudi Arabia.
Well, let's not say I wouldn't be quoted saying that, Cam. But we do have a lot of listeners all over.
They love us. They love us down there in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, yes, certainly we can agree that there is an affection, a one-sided.
They love us.
Affection there.
They love us, and we love all our fans.
Might not want to say that.
Fan out there we don't love.
That's true. That's a good point. We're not going to judge our fans based on which country they come from, especially this next one here, who was nice enough to actually send us an email because, Cam, this week we got an email.
Dear 2ceesinapod@gmail.com. Stop plugging your email all the time, nobody is going to write you.
We got an email because we always get some, because this is a new song that we use instead of the other one. It doesn't rhyme so good, but it has a good change in voice. We got an email.
I hope you enjoyed the new email backup song. I can't emphasize that enough, Cam. But this week, of course, in the past, we've received millions of dollars from our multiple charitable donations who want to help the Two Seasons of Pod podcast thrive, to contribute, to give back to the community. And this listener is no different. This email comes from our listener, Maureen Hinckley.
Maureen, big shouts out to Maureen Hinckley.
Maureen Hinckley, I haven't even said. Do you want to keep going? Anything else?
Big shouts out. Yeah, we appreciate you. Hope you're from Saudi Arabia, so then we can support you a little bit more even.
Again, I don't know if I want Elvis. Yeah, you thought the titles were blue. Just wait till you listen to the content. No, Miss Maureen Hinckley reached out to us. Just subject line RE. Capital R, capital E.
She's replying.
She's replying to us. Maybe
Right.
she signed up to the recent mailer, of course, as we know, twoceasinapod@gmail.com. You sign up, you can get on the newsletter list. We send you all sorts of tips on, we'll send you a lot of ads for, boner medication. We'll tell you a lot of things whenever there's hot singles in your area. We'll be sure to let you know about those sorts of things. Maureen Hinckley wrote out to us, simply saying, I'm Maureen Hinckley, and my foundation is donating $550,000 to you. Contact me for further details. Best regards, Maureen Hinckley. Copyright 2020, the Maureen Hinckley Foundation. All rights reserved. Which is incredible. Just like that, another $500,000 donated from Miss Hinckley to the Two Season Pod podcast. I can't begin to state the amount of good that we will be able to do with this type of cash flow.
Yeah, it's we just really appreciate every listener out there. We don't make any exceptions.
No,
the people like it's great, send us money, perfect. People who are from different countries, fantastic. But big shouts out to Maureen. Thank you wherever you live. I'm not going to question it, nor will I judge it, but I will preference it if you are from different ones. Who knows?
That's right.
Read between the lines, people. Read between the lines.
The truth is out there.
The proof is in the pudding.
Gotta thank Miss Maureen Hinckley, of course. Folks at home, you know where to reach us. twoseasonspod@gmail.com, twoseasonspod@gmail.dom for all your dom sub and kink related questions.
You know it. Cam, this is our new sector. Is this bad for me? So I've been working literally all day. I started at 7 today, and we are recording close to 9 o'clock at night. I haven't taken a break. Except for that round of golf, but I still consider that work. Now, Cam, do you consider this work? I had this debate. I went out with a coworker who could have fired me at any time. Okay. Is that work? Because he could have fired me at any time.
No, because you can't fire someone for something they do not in the office or on office times. I'm pretty sure that's like part of every working contract. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that's like that's like a thing. No, like if you beat your you beat your boss at a golf game,
or your dad,
or you rubbed him the wrong way, he can't like fire you because you beat him.
Is that a law?
I'm pretty sure that's like I mean I know, and folks, we're gonna be getting this next week. I know zero about worker rights, but I'm gonna say that's one of them.
I don't know about that. I thought there was a rule that said that if I beat you by at least 6 strokes, there's definitely grounds for punishment.
Yeah, because those last two, because you were playing golf with your boss today, and those last 3 holes came up, you were up by a good margin. You probably had a 10-stroke lead on him, and then you started to intentionally fade away.
Yeah. Oh, another slice. Tough. Can't find this one. You have to drop.
But this is the fine line that you had to play, Cam, because you couldn't beat your boss because legally he would be able to fire you. Of course, as we all know, the Workers' Rights Amendment 62.1.
Ontario / Saudi Arabia.
Close ties with them. I don't know how this episode got there. We know he can fire you, and that was going to be scary. However, you had to play because on the other side, you have a 10-stroke lead coming up on hole 16. Does your boss want someone working for him who's going to give up a 10-stroke lead with 3 holes to go? I mean,
buried him.
That's saying something about the type of man that he's employing, the type of man that he's leading or leaving in charge with his many assets.
Yeah, it was. I had a shot okay.
But you ended up playing a decent game of golf, and did you end up beating
decent game of golf? Decent fun, nice sun outside. Happy with it. Don't even remember the point I was getting to. Oh right. Anyway, my point I was getting to is I haven't eaten since like noon, so I was gonna order in Subway sandwich like for 9:30 at night.
Of course.
The question is that unhealthy?
That's a good question. Now, I'm inclined to believe Subway at any time probably isn't an ideal meal.
Not the worst, though.
Not the worst. It's not Arby's or Louisiana chicken.
It's not an ideal meal,
Popeyes.
But you are getting a lot of vegetables. You're getting some meat that goes on there.
That being said, though, Cam, you're going to order dinner and you're going to waste it on Subway? No. How often do you order out food? Never. Treat yourself, motherfucker. You're going to get yourself a fucking sandwich? No.
What would you get?
You're an adult. You are an adult.
What would you get then?
I am.
Let's go through what's available to me, and then
Cam,
you can
we
tell me
can't click
what's
on
good.
the computer because then you're gonna get lost. Just think about what's in your area.
I'm not gonna get lost.
Just
All right,
think
we're
about
gonna do
what's
this.
in
This
your
is a
area.
little game. This is a little game, Cam. We got
mad
4
at me?
options:
Okay.
chicken, vegetarian, sandwich sub, or burgers.
Chicken.
Chicken. We're gonna go with chicken. All right.
Well,
Next up on the
why are
list,
you so mad?
we got Topper's Pizza, not chicken. Fine Indian cuisine, Empress of India, Japanese noodles. That actually sounds pretty good. Twice the deal pizza, fresh burrito, Mr. Sub, Shupa shawarma. What are you leaning towards here? Poke box, Crystal Palace.
Well, Cam, I don't know. I can't think of your particular corner of the world. I were to say, if I was going out for food, there's this lovely Jamaican spot that only takes cash on the corner of my street. Like that's
I'm
where
not
like,
leaving this house.
Like that's where I'm going for takeout, right? I'm
not
sure
leaving
they
this
would.
house, though.
Well, they also would deliver, skip the dishes. All those sorts of things do exist. However, it's a close proximity, so I will, brave the elements and huff it. But Cam, I'm just saying there has to be something else that you want more than a Subway sandwich at 9:30 at night.
That's the thing. I don't want to eat a bunch of garbage at 9:30 at night because then you're not going to burn it off at all.
And Cam, we all know how concerned you are about burning it off. It's been a real problem lately. I can see it in your chin, I'll be honest.
My 3 chins, that is.
Yeah, I can see all of your chins that exist.
Okay, but you haven't given me an answer here. I'm probably going to stick with Subway.
Oh, you stick with Subway. If I'm going burgers and there's a Harvey's nearby, that's often a treat because I don't have fast food very often, if ever. And besides that, yeah, Jamaican stuff. That's about it.
I could do sushi. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Little.
You don't
thing of
have any
sushi.
backup food just for this time? Maybe just eggs and bacon or something?
There might be some eggs here, but I don't know. I haven't really eaten much at all, man. I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah, well, I hear it. You're a growing boy, and it's been near 9 hours now coming on of you haven't eaten, Cam. I just finished myself a lovely chicken and broccoli and Brussels sprout spread. Of course, I had
Nice.
some noodles and did some vinaigrette olive oil type thing as a little sauce, and my tummy's nice and full over here.
What about a burrito?
Sure.
Where does that sit on the? I feel like that's a lot of carbs though. with
Like
the rice.
I wouldn't get it. I'm just saying, live. You only live once, Cam. Don't live it getting Subway sandwiches.
Oh, see, I think Subway is underrated.
Call out the how close is your local Swiss Chalet? That would be a treat. A quarter
Swiss Chalet.
quarter chicken with fries and a multigrain bun. That would be a treat. Extra chalet sauce. Just cake it on there. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
When was the last time you had Swiss Chalet?
Oh,
When you were
God,
with your
I-
parents when you were 7.
Yeah.
Remember they used to have they would bring you like the toy, or it was like a toy treasure chest or a toolbox full of little toys that you could take out.
Remember
the little cup with the fucking lemon slices, and you wash your little finglets in there, until they're not sticky anymore from all the chalet sauce.
I thought you were supposed to drink that.
I don't think you're supposed to drink that. I've been putting my hands in it the whole time.
Well, I thought that was just a little bit of seasoning. I thought that was a palate cleanser, as they called it.
You thought that was a warm lemon water palate cleanser? I've heard of it before.
Yeah, it's not off the charts. In a lot of places, they would consider that a delicacy. But you just wipe your dirty old paws in it.
My big old mitts, baby. My big old mitts.
Big old paws.
Well, Cam,
I think this is a great time to shift from eating like shit into a different game that we call Emergency Madness.
That's right, we call the game March Madness. Y'all know how a bracket works. You know how March Madness bracket works. I don't know, fucking stop this podcast and jump off a fucking building. I don't know how you understand how basic
If you don't understand how this shit works, then fuck you!
I don't know how you don't understand how basic sports bracketry works. And
it's
yeah,
easy.
I just said bracketry. I'm not even sure if that's a word or anything.
Just be better.
Cam's going to give me 8 different teams in 4 different matchups, and we're going to find out which the best one. I'm very excited for this week's category. What do you got for me?
Well, Cam, this week I was thinking, we're in such bizarre times, a pandemic going on. Wouldn't it be nice to be a carefree child? So I want to bring you back to that time in your mind. You get home from the school bus, the city bus, or however the hell you got home. You turn on the TV, and you have quite the variety of TV shows to go on to. But which one do you pick? That's right, folks. We're going with the bracket of top 2000, mid-2000 era TV shows after school specials. Not specific about the shows themselves.
This is fantastic, Cam. As listeners of the show, and I'm sure you can hear it in our voice, there is a couple years difference between us. I'm sure that's something that comes across. I'm 43. You're 43, and I'm 31. So you were watching television in the mid-2000s, and I was watching television in the mid-2000s. Probably we were watching some different stuff.
No, probably not. It's probably the exact same thing.
I'm very excited for this bracket.
Yeah, this might be just a complete failure of the thing.
That depends, because there is a few years kind of gap. I had Family Channel, I had Teletoon, I had YTV.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where this one goes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, first on the bracket, we have Fairly Odd Parents versus, I don't know if you remember the show, 16.
So this is example number 1 of maybe matchups being a bit difficult. I was too old for Fairly Odd Parents, and I don't know what 16 is.
You gotta pick one.
I gotta pick one. Well, I know Fairly Odd Parents, so let's pull. I've at least heard of that one. So let's wait. Was 16 the one when they're all working at the mall?
Yeah.
Okay, it was funny.
That begins after school.
I was just having
bend all the rules.
I was just having a conversation with somebody about this show because I hadn't heard about this until a couple weeks ago. Where it was like somebody always had a different job or something. I don't know.
And they always got fired and shit.
Yeah, we'll go for Fairly Odd Parents on this one.
All right, perfect. Wow. I don't know if that was an upset or not. I think I might have just made this bracket a little randomly. Next up, Recess versus Kim Possible.
Now this is great because, as many of you can tell, I'm a boy. So you were identifying with boy shows, probably just the way it goes, right? And there was no boy cooler than TJ Detweiler. If all he had to be was a little less chunky, and he would have been the perfect prepubescent heartthrob. We all wanted to be him. We remember the episode with the Ashleys. We're going Disney's Recess.
Beautiful. Disney's Recess takes the cake. Do you remember Kim Possible, though?
I do remember when it came up, but again, it was like I would have been a little bit too old for that, I feel. Or by the time it came into my world, I was probably grade 7 or something. Had moved on from cartoons.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
we might be on a little bit different of a... I'm starting to think this might not have been the best.
Let's go. No problem. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Next up. What does this say?
No, it's your
Arthur versus the Weekenders.
Oh, wow. Now this is a fucking matchup. Arthur Primo, TVO Kids, right? There was the big bully. Buster was his buddy, the bunny.
What was his name? Come on, get his name. Buster was not. No, it starts with a B. Second letter's an I.
Bigsby?
Close. You're very close.
Nah, what was it?
Binky.
No, that Binky was the bully, but Buster was the bunny. Oh, I was talking about his best friend, the kid with the ears.
Oh yeah, you're right about that.
You know what though, Arthur? It wasn't as cool as the Weekenders. The Weekenders it was just what you wanted their life. And that's all you want when you're a kid. You're watching a show. You want the things that they have in the show. You want, like, he had the coolest room. Remember, his room was in like the attic, and it had he had a porch that looked over Tino. Remember that he had Tino carve Laura and Trish.
Oh, and he had that tree and that he looked over. And
their parents gave them allowance to go to the mall all the time, which I never got allowance. Bullshit. There was the cool pizza place that changed themes every single week. They had shit going on. The crevasse. The crevasse alone would have taken them to the finals, but the Weekenders.
Which one was the crevasse?
It was the episode where Tino remembers this like beautiful oasis type area with like, springs and marshes and waterfalls, and nobody else remembers it. And they go on this long hike to try to find it. And then right when they give up and Tino admits that there was no crevasse, he finds it. Like all they had to do was walk 10 feet further. But then he kind of realizes that it wasn't about the crevasse; it was about the memories they had.
About learning a lot about themselves.
Exactly. So he doesn't tell the rest.
So if that's the case, what does that fall under for a TV show?
I just said no. TV shows followed way different. Way different guidelines as buddy cop, coming of age, or Quentin Tarantino / other, which is a whole conversation for a different podcast. Cam.
That's
a whole can of worms, Cam.
Oh, I don't know if we can crack into that one right now.
A can of worms. Of course, the Weekenders are walking out of this round.
Okay. The Weekenders take the cake. Tito Tonatini. Let's see a minute. Tito Tonatini, Vince? No, that was Recess.
I just said their names.
Well, say them again.
So there was Tino, Trish, Carver,
shit, yeah.
and Lore.
Damn. All right. Next up, the Proud Family. Do you remember the Proud Family?
Oh my God! I can picture like the logo or something, or like the still image.
Proud Family. What?
Yeah, I can picture it.
Okay. Versus SpongeBob SquarePants.
This one's tough because I never watched the Proud Family. I can certainly picture like the graphic image of the whole family sitting on the couch. That's like the
this might be the best or the worst top or March Madness bracket.
It's a whole different thing. SpongeBob for me, the problem is I was a cat dog fan.
Oh, I wasn't going to put that on there.
For those folks at home, Cat Dog and SpongeBob started at the same time. Of course, Cat Dog lasted for like one season, and then SpongeBob took off. But Cat Dog, where does the poop come out? I had so many more questions than a squirrel living underwater. And same thing, I certainly was the right age for SpongeBob, but maybe I was just kind of priorities other places, so it wasn't really a show that registered with me. So Cam, we're going, it's, the score's tied, 1 second left. I have an opportunity for one last shot. We flip the coin, and SpongeBob makes it through to the next round.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay. Next up, this one should be pretty easy. I think everyone knows what's going to happen here. Fairly Odd Parents, the show Cam has never watched, versus Recess.
Versus Recess, the show that the show Recess has a very relatable moment, I think, to a lot of people's lives, which I'm not sure, Cam, maybe you remember, folks at home, you could remember the episode where Spinelli calls the teacher mom. It's
yeah.
very
Ugh.
relatable episode of, I mean, yeah, especially you have a female teacher when you're young. The only woman you spent that much time with is your mother, and now it's suddenly you're spending time with another woman. It's something that's happened to probably a lot of people. I know it happened to me. I called a teacher mom at one point.
Did you?
Yes, I did. You know, Recess had within it so many things that we could all relate to, and
Like Digger Kid.
like the Digger Kid, you know, like like
King Bob.
the creepy little rat kid who would always rat on people.
Nelson? Was his name Nelson?
Maybe, but on my school ground, that was Andrew Portingen. Yeah, that's right. I'm calling you out. Recess
Yeah.
are
Fuck
walking.
you, Andrew Portigan.
Recess is walking away to the finals.
Wow. Okay. Recess takes the cake. Now, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the Duke versus. Can you fill the rest of that thing in? Duke versus who?
Duke versus what?
I don't know. What's the big March Bass bracket where Duke faces someone that's their rival?
I don't know. Kansas, Kentucky.
Kansas. This is Duke versus
Oh,
Kansas.
sorry. I don't know what I
Yeah.
was picturing. Yeah.
This is the Chicago Blackhawks versus the Vancouver Canucks. This is Boston versus Montreal. This is
Sparta.
no, the Weekenders versus SpongeBob.
Yeah, this one. Similarly, yeah, the Weekenders had a lot of things that we all kind of cared about. If you can all remember, Tino's father only appeared in one episode. He was kind of like this long forgotten man who had to leave town for kind of this reason that was very vague. And Tino's mom was this strong woman who raised her son all by herself and fed him the strangest shit. That oftentimes was moving around on his plate, as I can recall. It was just great lessons for young kids. SpongeBob, I don't know what the lessons are. I think mid-20s meme culture seems to enjoy SpongeBob more than children do. So I'm going to say the Weekenders.
Wow. Okay. A lot of people are throwing their phones on the ground, so we might have lost a few listeners already.
We might have lost a few listeners right before. Just remember to give us 5 stars, say something in the comments,
Like,
and
subscribe,
like, share, and
comment.
subscribe.
Comment. Say something. We also got a comment on the YouTube page recently. A little bit of a side note, but the guy just said boobs.org or something like that.
He said, of course, yeah, like we know our YouTube page is open. You can comment, you can like on all those things as you want. The comment read 0:29 as in 29 seconds.
And then, very big boobs online. So everyone check that out. Sponsor the show.
Pretty cool.
And next up is our finale. It's the final countdown.
Cam, you're a lot of singing coming on your end. You're having.
You haven't even heard the top 5 yet.
Jesus
Next up is the Weekenders versus Recess.
Now this is the matchup everybody wanted to see. This is the Lakers and Celtics of Family Channel.
This is LeBron versus Kobe.
This is LeBron.
This is
Kobe.
Lance Armstrong versus Usain Bolt.
This is Lance Armstrong. Wait, and it's the other way around. So Lance Armstrong is running and Usain Bolt's riding a bike.
That's right. It's incredible.
It's the
You've
other
never
way
seen anything
around.
like it.
This is the matchup we all wanted. Recess and the Weekenders.
This is Wayne Gretzky versus Barry Bonds.
Wayne Gretzky Bonds, one of the famous sports matchups that really goes.
You remember '84, right?
Who could forget?
The scandal?
Who could forget the scandal in '84? This is a tough one. These were, I would say, out of that whole block of shows, those were definitely my 2 favorites. Short of shows like All That and even Stevens, these would have been 2 of my favorites of the Family Channel era. God, yep. It can really go either. It can really go either way. This one's going to come down to the buzzer. The score is tied coming into the very end. I've given all my points for both shows, but I think I'm really going to have to go with the Weekenders. It was just, I think
Wow.
I was, Recess. I liked when I was younger, but then I think by the time I saw the Weekenders, I knew it. I thought it was cool. Like I remember thinking it was cool. The things that the kids were doing in the show. And for that reason, and probably many other reasons, Tino, Lore, Trish, and Carver, you're walking home champion.
Damn, incredible. Well, we'll send the trophy your way. Just send us.
Of course.
Send us a producers of the Weekenders, just send us an email to twoceesinapod@gmail.com.
Probably Disney or
Probably
Nickelodeon.
Disney. Yeah,
of
we're
course.
in contact with them.
Of course, in previous shows, we did have a problem with Disney. I think at one point we were going down to Florida to try to infiltrate Big Disney, if I can remember. We were going to try to change some of the movies from the inside. Old slobs
that
from
didn't work
early
out
episodes
super well.
certainly remember this plot that we definitely followed through with.
Well, this next top 5 will actually get them back on our asses real quick, because I'm going to sing my top favorite theme songs to these with a little 5-second, or maybe a little bit longer for each one.
Here's a top 5. Here are 5 tips about things. 5 ways. No, it's just a top 5.
Number 5, coming in hot with SpongeBob. Ooh, lives in a pineapple under the sea. Moving on. Number 4.
Moving on, we're moving on to number 4 here.
That one's not as fun to sing. The Weekenders. This one's tricky. Hanging's what the weekend's all about.
And then it was like,
hanging strong. Best friends can do it all right. Just 2 days. Videos go. Video kids on beaches go.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. That's number 4. Number 3 has probably one of my favorite. 16. That begins after school. That's how we bend all the rules. Time to hang with all my friends. Oh, we like to be together in a place where we belong.
Who sings this? Eddie Vedder? Who's singing this theme song?
Starting to find my way. Got a new job.
my
Gonna
God.
start at the mall today. All right, number 2.
If listeners of the show weren't familiar with clipping, you certainly are familiar with the term clipping now.
What does that mean?
It means when you're it means when you just blast it.
Number 2 on the list, performed by Ziggy Marley himself. Can you guess it?
I'm not sure.
Every day when you're walking down the street,
Arthur.
everybody that you meet has a original point of view. And I say, hey.
Ziggy Marley, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was.
Certainly out of Bob Marley's 40 children, certainly one of the top 3 most famous.
Definitely. And number 1, the show that Cam did not watch, The Proud Family. The Proud Family. What? You and me will always be tied. And family every single day and night. Even when you start acting like a fool, I know there's someone else but you. And that rounds out our top 5 theme songs. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
incredible. That was incredible, Cam. I certainly forget what the theme to Recess would go. That being said, though, oh yeah, it was just like a thing. Yeah, it was like an
Ask
army.
me, my memory is fantastic for this type of stuff.
However, we would like to give an honorable mention out. Call out, beat me if you want to reach me. Kim Possible.
Oh, that's a good one too. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
Like it was sassy and fast.
Yeah, it was like, hey, I'm an independent woman who is strong, and I don't take any shit from these evil villains.
But she is also still in high school, and so it's modest.
Yeah, exactly. Because she also has relationship drama.
Doesn't she? Because it's the whole, like, I'm a secret agent and I'm also a teenager, right?
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes when she gets grounded, the world can fall apart.
Right. Almost like Agent Cody Banks, starring Frankie Muniz. Cam, that was another great top 5.
Wow,
and another great March Madness.
That was a lot.
And another great March Madness bracket.
Little bracky for the boys.
Bracky for the boys. We're moving on here in the show, Cam. I think it's it'd be a great time now to at least mention that we this podcast will be taking a 1-week hiatus.
Yes.
due to recording times
COVID.
not being able to work out. Of course, there's a corporate retreat happening kind of next week into next weekend. Sort of a lot of the CEOs and a lot of the higher-ups at Two Season a podcast are just venturing off into the wilderness. And
we have a show watch to go. We're going to see a comedy show. Chris D'Elia's. Oh, did that get...
Yes, yeah. It's of course Chris D'Elia, one of the hottest comedians going on right now. Oddly enough, the only venue that are would hire him right now is in Evansville, Ontario, which I thought was weird. I thought he was a headlining comedian. But
we're going to see him. We have a private show. We're paying him a lot of money. No questions asked.
Yeah, no questions asked. Of course, these corporate retreats do. We are this is part of the charitable contributions that we do receive because this will be a think tank of sorts. Many of the other CEOs will be present. Of course, Chris D'Elia stand up. I wonder what he's going to talk about. He always makes such good humor about young women, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, he does make funny points, and I know a lot of his fans are called babies. So I mean, I guess we're babies there.
And you know what? He's clean. You never hear. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink booze.
Nothing.
You know what? You don't hear about him in the tabloids, like all these
don't hear about, all
these other comedians and celebrities on the cover of People This and In Touch That. Chris D'Elia, for the most part, we don't see him in those publications.
You want some celebrity gossip?
I would love some. You got the juice goose.
I heard Bert Kreisler threw some trash on the ground and didn't pick it up.
Yeah, no, it happened.
You're canceled. You canceled.
It's happened.
You canceled.
It's happened. One time somebody saw me throw my gum in a garbage can, and they said that was not good.
You got canceled?
I got canceled. It turns out I was thrown in the recycling.
Really?
I got them mixed up. They were right beside each other.
Really? You're supposed to throw gum in the recycling?
You're supposed to throw it in the garbage. I thought it was garbage. It was recycling. Next thing you know, canceled.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Canceled.
But to tell the truth, the next you'll hear from us, it'll be a live podcast where Cam and I will finally reunite. It turns out we are brothers, and we're finally meeting Dad this weekend.
That's true. That's true. So after a lot of DNA testing, a lot of 23andMe subscriptions, Ancestry.com.
We spent a lot of money on this.
We spent a lot of money to truly find...
Several told us we were not brothers, but we paid enough money where someone told us we were.
Yes. Most doctors, including Ancestry.com and 23andMe, decided that conclusively we are not related in any way, shape, or form. It wasn't until we approached a doctor and said, and just truly broke down.
We have a lot of money.
We have tens of millions of dollars. Please tell us we're brothers. And they did. And we are so ecstatic with the news. So we are heading up to,
Evansville, Ontario.
The
northern side of Manitoulin Island.
The northern side of
Dad
Manitoulin Island, which is where Dad lives.
They said bring cash. Bring lots of cash.
Bring cash and D'Elia. So we figured we'll have the retreat this weekend. We'll bring Chris D'Elia. We'll bring all the cash. We'll bring some of the other CEOs involved. And that's right, Cam. Our next show will be a live show. I'm very much excited for this.
I'm so excited for it. Yeah, it should be a great weekend. Meeting Dad.
I have so many questions. What's your first question going to be for Dad?
Why does he have red hair and I have not red hair?
Yeah,
red beard.
That's a good point. I hope he's not bald. Just because
I don't
want a bald father.
No, he does.
I
hope he's not fat.
Oh my God! I don't want a fat guy in my life. Are you kidding me?
No, fuck that.
Imagine if he's bald and fat. Oh, that'd be so disappointing. Oh, nothing's more disappointing.
I think we should rob him if he is.
Kind of a bald, fat father.
We should kill him.
Let's kill him.
It's between you and I. No one else is listening.
That's true. Well, I mean, nobody's going up to Manitou Island.
Are you just bring a beer or are you gonna bring whiskey?
I will probably bring whiskey.
Look what I got here, big fella. This episode is sponsored by Lot 40 Rye Whiskey, the Canadian whiskey that
not.
Cam doesn't like, but this Cam does.
No, it's not.
Why
No,
is
it's
it not?
No, sorry. I was just emphasizing that it's not sponsored. They're not actually a sponsor of the podcast. Kind
Why
of like, you
not?
know, when you see a photo and then there's a watermark on it? It's like they can show the photo, but you can't get the real version.
Why
Like,
can't they be a sponsor?
They could be if they wanted to be.
They are.
They are?
Yeah.
You got this paperwork filed through?
Signed
Most of these
through.
things come
Yeah.
come past my desk.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all taken care of. All the legal bills taken care of it.
Legal Zoom. All the legal
Zoom. Okay, we've been rambling for a while.
No,
I
we
think we
haven't.
got-
That's what the show is.
We-
You're on your drive to work. You don't want to think about how how your children don't respect
how you hate your boss and how Kathy better stop wearing those push-up bras because one of these days, someone's going to look the wrong way. And next thing you know, Martin from HR is going to go, did you look the wrong way at Kathy? And you go, I don't know who Kathy is. And you go, bullshit, you know who Kathy is. And next thing you know, you're golfing with your boss and you're fired on the course because you beat him by 6 strokes.
And honestly, listeners of the show, you should listen to Cam. I mean, remember, this is the man who showed his balls to the secretary.
That never happened.
I think is how the story went, and that's going to be great. We can't wait for our corporate retreat and the ensuing live episodes of the podcast. Cam,
Stay tuned, folks. There may be a delay in podcast photo as well because I am getting out of Waterloo for a while, leaving tomorrow. But my house is definitely occupied, so there's guard dogs here. So don't.
Yeah, new guard dogs. You have them on display. They're tied up to these silver chains.
I have
the type
people
that
with guns here waiting
Yeah.
for you to come in. You should come in. You should come in. Try it.
See what it's like. He has a comfortable guest bedroom. You can Google Chromecast onto the TV.
You
the
like
entire
that,
home
eh?
is integrated. It's great.
Cool.
Well,
Should we jump?
we should, like you said, Cam. I guess we have been maybe rambling on for
maybe
a little bit too long. We have to play another game, though. We do have to play our final game before we
That's
go
all we
home.
do. We're guys that like playing games.
All we do is play games. We're gonna play another edition of Headline or Asinine.
Hey, headline, or asinine.
Headline or asinine.
Folks at home, you know the game's played. We have 3 headlines for each other. Sometimes they're real, sometimes they're not. But Cam and I got to figure out which is which. Cam, I think I started last week, so you start this week. Go.
Ohio or no Ohio, almost 1 in 3 pilots in Pakistan have fake licenses.
Pilots, but how do you even get a pilot license to begin with? Like, it's not a college thing. It's not a university thing. Is it an army thing? But what if you don't want to fly army planes? You just want to, fly to Cabo 3 times a day back
Right.
and forth.
See with them ladies.
You kind of want to, it's like the grind of of being a pilot. Not because you love it, but because it's a job and I gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You gotta clock in your 10, 15 hours a week.
It's tragically low. I would say, though, that out of all the places that it would be easy to get an illegal pilot's license, I'd say Pakistan's probably a top 10 country if I'm really breaking them down. So is it plausible? Yeah. Is it a headline? It could be. It's a headline.
That, my friend, is a headline. So in Pakistan, essentially very corrupt in what was happening, where people were taking tests for the real pilots and passing them, then they'd have their pilot's license. And these people had very limited experience flying, so Pakistan Air would highly recommend against it.
But however, if you are a pilot with a legitimate license, Pakistan Air, they fucking need pilots apparently.
Yeah, they need pilots.
Cam, I'm ready to give you your first headline. Are you ready to take it? I judge by that exasperated yawn that you're ready for it, Cam. Here we go. Headline or asinine. 2000's signed petition to rename Columbus, Ohio to Flavortown after native son Guy Fieri. He's thinking.
Here's my thoughts.
He's thinking so.
Do I think that'd be the best? Do I think that'd be the best name? 100%. I think we should really cut down these bullshit. Columbus, Florida. These are boring names. Flavortown, where the magic happens. Should be one state name, one word. Where the magic happens. Now, thousands is really not that much, and mostly for novelty. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that is a headline.
That's a headline, folks. You're damn right it's happening, of course. This is happening in Columbus, Ohio. Columbus! Named after Christopher Columbus, a guy having a pretty tough time right now. A man in Columbus, Ohio decided to start a petition to name the city Flavortown.
You ever been to Columbus?
No, but I hear it's fucking Ohio, so it sucks. As of Sunday afternoon, so like 3 days ago, the petition had 17,400 names on it, and it actually got the attention.
Great. No, it's been there. It's great. Way better than the rest of Ohio.
It's actually got the attention of Budweiser, that said out in a tweet they've offered to give a free Bud Light seltzer to every city resident if the name is officially changed to Flavortown. So if you're in Columbus and the Columbus Ohio area and you want a free Bud Light seltzer, find this petition.
How many votes is it going to take is the better question.
Who knows? Probably like
every
millions.
person.
I think it would probably take like
every person in the state. They're like, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of Ohio, we're in Ohio. Driver wrecks new Lamborghini 20 minutes after purchase.
Ooh, they say that a car depreciates in value as soon as you take it off the lot.
Take it off the lot, it's no longer the same.
Whether it's a new Ford or a new Mercedes or a new Ferrari, it can be anything else. So you gotta picture you drive your Ferrari off the lot, you've already dropped like 40 grand. Immediately, right? Then imagine just getting it crashed.
Lamborghini
after
is
that.
A whole different ball game.
Sorry, Lamborghini. Sorry, I thought it was a Ferrari. Same thing. That's the same thing. And you know what? The worst part, when you crash your Lamborghini, you can't just take it to like Dick's Auto Mechanic. You have to go back to Lamborghini. I'm pretty sure that your average mechanic whose skills may be, it's a different ball game when you're repairing a very fine car, but who the hell am I to know? I'm going to say that's asinine.
That is a headline, and the saddest part about it, Cam, is that he didn't crash himself. He pulled over on the side of the road to do a repair on his car because something was funky, and a van crashed into the back of him.
Ooh, yikes. So that van is fucked.
Yeah. Driven by.
So why?
I don't even know.
Did it say why he got out of the car? Because you said like he got out of the car because something sounded weird, but
because Lamborghinis are made by Italians, and Italians can't make cars.
Interesting. So then why do people want to buy cars by people who can't make cars?
Because they think they're gonna work, but then they break.
Oh, okay, that's weird. So this guy bought his Lamborghini and thought to himself, well, I've had it for 20 minutes. Here's the first thing that's wrong with it. Better pull over and see if I know what my Lamborghini is doing. Okay, Cam, ready for your next headline? Or is it asinine? I don't know, Cam. Hi or no hi-o. Zoo in Texas will let you name a cockroach after your ex and feed it to a meerkat.
Oh, I need to hear that one. That was a lot of information.
Yeah, I could see you had the look in your face, which is I'm not necessarily paying attention to what's happening in the headphones, so I'll give that one to you again, Cam. Zoo in Texas will let you name a cockroach after your ex and feed it to a meerkat. And will feed it to a meerkat. Sorry.
Just a cockroach?
I don't know. You need to posit the hypothetical world in which this sentence could be real.
My thoughts on that is like a meerkat's pretty big. So a cockroach is pretty small. So I don't think a meerkat eats a cockroach. That's where I think your argument breaks down. So I'm going to call asinine.
Cam, you keep saying asinine, and this keeps being a headline. That is right. So this is at the this is at the El Paso Zoo in Texas. That, well, exactly like the headline suggests, they reach out to their online campaign and say, hey, this Valentine's Day, this was this past year, offered people to write in names of their exes. And on a live stream, they would dedicate a cockroach to that person's name and feed it to a meerkat. And a lot of people did it. A lot of people wanted it. So many so that they were worried that they would be overfeeding the meerkats. If you can believe it, they got like thousands of these messages that coming in. And this past Valentine's Day, they had a full live stream where they were feeding cockroaches to various zoo animals as they kept moving along. And
I'm more surprised that that's their diet.
Well, I guess bugs. I think if
are big though, aren't they?
I don't know. I think if you're an animal that eats a bug, you'll fucking eat a bug. You don't have bug standards. You know, it's like I only eat millipedes. Don't give me centipedes.
I don't know, Cam. I don't know. What's this world come to? Ohio, man's bladder explodes after holding in pee for 18 hours.
I've always wondered how long, like, someone could hold it in for. Like, where's Guinness on the longest time having held your pee?
17 hours, 59 minutes.
Like, you know, when you gotta go and you're holding it and, you know, you're standing in front of the toilet and you're so close, but, you know, you're in a lineup or something and you just can't. 18, just not going pee for 18 hours. I feel like you'd be dehydrated more than anything. And then, like, your livers or your kidneys are, like, attacking your body because they just want fluid. Yeah, I'm going to say that's asinine.
That, sir, is also a headline. We went 3 for 3 today. Now, this was a man who passed out after a long night of binge drinking and then didn't wake up. And then when he woke up, he's like, my stomach really hurts.
Oh.
And then he went to the OR, and then they're like, yeah, have you not peed because your bladder exploded?
And so his bladder exploded, and then there's just piss all throughout his body. Is that how that worked? Is that how that works?
I think we've learned from the show that piss is sterile.
Right. I can't remember. How did that come up again? I can't remember.
I don't remember how, but I definitely know that's a fact. Piss
Okay,
bottles are okay.
That is a fact. That is a fact, of course. Presumably, this person was just walking around with pee, like, in them and, like, in their body, just, like, sloshing around pee.
Don't we all, though?
See, I pictured somebody, like, voluntarily not peeing, not somebody who passed out.
No, it's not as fun as the story as that. It's like the man was like 10, 9, 8. And it's like,
I was picturing more like that. Yeah, it was like I held the record for longest time without pissing. Okay, Cam, are you ready for your last
that'd be somebody
headline?
just dehydrated.
Yeah, no, it makes more. The more I say it, or the more we talk about it, the more it makes sense for what you're saying. Okay, Cam, I got one more headline here for you. You ready for it?
Well, we're out of here, folks. Oh, shit, I forgot. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Cam.
Yeah.
You still have one more. I was telling you we had one more, Cam. Headline
I forgot we had one more to go.
Headliner asinine, women less likely to date men with cats.
With cats or cats?
What do you think I said?
Casts.
There you go.
So, like, with a broken arm.
No. Women, oh my God. Why would that ever make sense? Women less likely to date men with cats.
Cats. Yeah, because men with cats are pussies. So, yeah, 100% fact.
Not anymore. You don't want to paint a picture of, or maybe a past experience. You know, maybe some sort of pontification that isn't just a yes or no.
Here's what I know.
It's your game. You made it up. I'm just playing by the rules.
I did make this game up.
You did make the game up. So I guess if this is how you want to play it, you can play it.
All right. I think that if I see a man with a cat, and that, I don't know, the first impression I get based on someone who owns a cat, is I'm like, why do you own a cat? Right? And there's a lot of questions associated with that. It's like, oh, this is my cat. Mr. Fluffy. We cuddle every night and we love each other. And I don't know if Mr. Fluffy will let you come into this bed because it's pretty tight with being sorry, I need to take a quick ass with me and him in it. So yeah, I'm gonna say ladies don't like men with cats.
You're going to say that ladies don't like men with cats, and by gollet, I think you're right, because this is a headline. That's right. A recent study that I got, it came out for you, was looking at, or had a bunch of women looking at profile dating photos of men, you know, kind of like swiping through and what they thought of the photos where there is a cat versus the one that they thought that there weren't a cat. They asked a total of 708 women between the ages of 18 to 24, where 14% of that category said they would never consider getting seriously involved with a man who had a cat in their photo, versus the 9% of the sample group without the photo of the cat. And 38% of the women said they would be very likely to casually date someone without a photo of a cat, and that number dropped to 9% when the same women saw photos of men with cats.
These are the facts.
Who the hell knows? Why? However, there was a different scale in the uptick for women who saw photos of men with dogs in them.
Yeah, of course.
So, I don't know. Pretty fun. Pretty fun, eh? Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Cam,
I think it tells
I can tell by...
if last time you had a Tinder profile, we're yelling at each other. Last time you had a Tinder profile, though, the dog is the better move to go for sure. Like, I think everyone knows that.
I don't have cats in my life. Why would I want something shitting in my house?
Exactly.
Like,
fuck cats.
Yeah, if I wanted something shitting in my house, like, I don't know, I would just shit on the floor or like in a litter box or something, right? Like, I already shit in my house. I don't need more things shitting in my house.
No, I agree.
See, it makes a lot of sense here. Makes a lot of sense here. And that's all the time. That's all the time we have for this.
That's all the time we have for you today, folks.
Episode of the podcast.
We're episode number 25?
No, we're probably at like 27 or 28 now. Cam, I can tell by the
Daryl Siller.
I can tell by the slouch that you've adopted that you've had enough of today. You've had a long day, Cam. Remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe to podcasts, because we're everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Still working out that exclusive deal with Spoticast, of course. Spoticast. We unfortunately this deal with Spotify didn't fall through. We wanted more money. They ended up giving it to Rogan. That's okay, because Spoticast is a new platform that we're jumping on, hoping to finalize our deal with them coming up soon. Remember, we're not having an episode next week, but the following one will be live. And it'll be great. And that's all I got to say, Cam.
Awesome. Well, folks at home, next time you're at the grocery store, remember that 1/3 of all fish sold in grocery stores is mislabeled. It's because they want you to buy more expensive fish. Tune in next time to find more useless information that I provide at the end of the episodes. Ciao for now.
Take care, folks.
Continuing tonight on 2ceesinapod. 96.7 on your
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.